Hello, and welcome to the final day of the Startup Challenge. So I skipped yesterday. I had a really bad migraine, and I thought instead of battling through it and doing the live stream, I would skip the live stream and put more pressure on myself today. So fantastic. We're now building a startup in 4 days instead of 5. What's the difference when you're using Laravel, right? So where are we? Let's just take stock. That's kind of an important step. So I've got my repo here. Let me run npm run dev. Let me run my server. And let's go have a look. Open Sesame. Login. So we got nothing going on there. That's fine. And much better, thank you. I've got a dashboard that is broken. That's okay. I can fix that. Joy pixels, bloody blah. Okay, so on our dashboard, what have we got going on? I've broken something. Nothing new. Okay, events, channels, bloody blah. Projects, total channels. Let's go look at our dashboard controllery stuff. Okay, so channels, events, event resource collection. We are getting issues somewhere. We are getting events, 6 projects, 6 channels. We're getting this. 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just migrate and refresh the database, because I did do a couple of changes the evening. Let's see what's going on. Create element and document. Okay, what did I break? What did I break, Steve? I broke something. That's all I know. That is the extent of my knowledge right now. I broke something. I am running Vite, yes. Vite is over here. It is good to go. What I will do is come over to my dashboard and have a look at where I'm looking at events and just comment that out quickly. So we've got 3 channels, 3 projects, and 90 events received, apparently. But what might be useful is if I quickly do that. Now, let's have a look. Was it a caching issue? Time to find out. No, it wasn't. Okay, so create element on document, bloody blah is not a runtime error. Is not a valid name. So let's comment out that. That will now work. If I come and have a look at project show, I can come and copy something this. I'm going to copy that, come over to my dashboard and replace it here. And we have something. Ta-da! So I added some fire that can float around my screen. No, I added something called Joy Pixels, which is pretty handy because it means that I can pass things like fire, beer, ta-da, through as an icon. So let me have a quick look. Let's go over to our events. So we've got icons like this coming through, and what they do is they correlate back to specific emojis, basically. Is that hello everyone from Brazil, or is that hello you are from Brazil? That is the question. Right, this is probably not the right way around to do this. Should I have a P in a span, or should I have a span in a P? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's make that a span. Make sure it still loads. Yeah, we're looking good. Object fit. Is there like an object contain? Yeah, well, we'll keep it that. So, yeah, it's CSS. So we need to be able to view this project. So let's come over to our dashboard. We've got some stuff going on, some stuff view project. Let's make this a link. Make sure we're importing a link up the top. Come on, Steve, learn to type. Link from inertia. Right, and that wants to go through to, there's my link gone, link here, and we want to go to root projects, show event dot project, okay, channel dot project dot ID, maybe. Go double check that one. So we've got a view, we've got an event, which has got a channel. We're not including that part yet. So we need to look at how we are including it. Team, static channel project. I should have the project coming through. It might be the channel resource is not including the project. So we need a new project resource. The resource is this when loaded. The relationship is project. Reload. Bang, we got it. We got there. And what I've done is I've just made a nice long old list here. And eventually what I'm going to do is allow kind of like some filtering on the list. So we've got tags being filtered, channels being able to be filtered. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but it is an MVP. That is what we need to bear in mind. We are building an MVP here. So eventually what I'd like to do is be able to like filter and sort these so I can really drill down into what's there. What I will add now is just adding the tags. So feeds. There was a nice one on here that I used before. This thing here. So tags, taggedy tags. Template for tag. And grab that. Well, we'll grab the span. Grab the span. Right, come back over to dashboard. What we've got on our, let's go look at our dashboard again. Sorry. Dashboard. Maybe underneath the description. Like this, v4 tag in event tags. We're going to have to index that one, I think. We have to go tag and index because it's a keyed. It's a simple thing. We're going to drop that href. We're going to swap that for a span because it doesn't do anything. This one can be a span. I'm going to ignore the color because we've only got one color. And let's just like set, oh, well, set the color in a minute. So we got that, cool. So tag.name doesn't exist, so we can just say tag. We're now getting our tags in there. What we will do is do something like a space y 1.5 just to kind of give it a little bit of breathing room. Maybe give that a 2. There we go. That's a little bit better. Tags. Color-wise, what we're going to do is we're just going to do something like a text blue 400. Something like, I don't know, fill, current color. Okay. So we're showing things, we're listing things. We've got an ID here. We've got the name. We've got that stuff. We can view the project. It's looking good. Event IDs up there. That's kind of the event of it. View the project. We can start to see things. What we'll then do is grab this again and come back over to project show. Make that a span, make that a P, reformat, event name, description, add in there. Awesome. So we're getting somewhere. We are, it's kind of visible, right? So the important thing now is that we know we can capture events. We know we can create projects. You know, say what? We've got a project. We haven't got anything in there. That's great. We haven't got any empty states, but this is an MVP. We just want to get that proof of concept up, out there, get people trying it, get some honest feedback, and then iterate from there. So let's have a look at Vapor. I'm going to use Vapor shortly. What we want to do is come over to the packages, come down to Cashier, Stripe. Now I'm in two minds. Do I use Laravel Cashier and Stripe, or do I use something like Lemon Squeezy? Lemon Squeezy is amazing. I love Lemon Squeezy for this sort of stuff. They've got a good Laravel package. Migrating from Stripes, blah, 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 prohibited products, activate your store, products, orders, online store, subscriptions. So single fee, repeat every, free trial, subscription products, on trial, active, paused, past due, unpaid, updating the prices, managing subscriptions, developer guide. Now, I'm going to keep that open because I need that. But what I want to have a look at is Lemon Squeezy Laravel. So there is a package for Laravel built by the one and only Dries Vints. It's got good standards, inspired by Cashier. It's a work in progress site. Do I want that right now? Lemon Squeezy is a little bit like Stripe or a little bit like any of those others. It's a kind of a payment thing. So I can, so there's no subscription invoices, no license keys. Do I? Do I or don't I? I don't know. Just add that. Lemon.js, you just add that. I don't know if that is going to work right now for what I need. I might just have to go with good old Stripe for now. I'm going to have to go with Stripe right now. I'll migrate later once package is a little bit more out of beta. So let's get that in there. Stripe money, perfect, cool. A migrate. Those migrations are done. Let's get this in there. Let's say migrate again. Configuration. So we want our user model to be billable. We're kind of a default at this point, right? So add it up the top. Billable. That works. Use custom model, no. API keys, I need to grab those shortly. So if I come down to my env, I am going to recycle these later, so they will not be valid soon. And I actually, I have got an extension that someone sent me. Install plugin from disk. Documents, JetBrains, plugins. Let's restart the IDE. Enjoy my wallpaper. Ta-da! So, is it going to work? Oh, it's not working. What's new? Why are you not working? Oh well, not the end of the world. Let's come back. Let's come back to what I was talking about. So, what that plugin is meant to do is it's meant to be able to hide these by default, which is really cool. I mean, I'm going to refresh them, but you know, details. Stripe key, Stripe secrets, Stripe webhook secret. So if I just open up Notion quickly, here is my engineering stuff for work. Let's come back to YouTube. Let's come back down to content, planning, board view, event stream platform, full page. So I'm going to need this. Sparsy to the rescue as usual, right? I mean, if you need something, use Sparsy. Sparsy have got you covered, right? Open that in work quickly. There's my webhooks. So then I can, let me just reorganize my windows quickly. I know what's going on. There we go. So I want PHP Storm here. Then I need this. So that is copied. Let's make sure I've run it. Contains this. That's fine. Publish for migrations. A migrate. Do this. Usage. Handling webhooks. So I can work on handling webhooks. That's not something I'd need for an MVP, right? I'm not expecting sales at this point. At most, I'm expecting free trials, freemium models. But I want to start setting up billing so I can flick that switch. Let's come back to here. Currency configuration. Well, we all know I'm in the UK. Let's come down here and let's just set this up as GBP. Currency locale. Currency locale. ENGB, tax configuration. Thanks to Stripe Tax, it's possible to automatically calculate taxes for all invoices. That is definitely something we want to look at if we were doing a startup. The app service provider, in the boot method, lets cashier calculate taxes. That is something that's going to be important. And tax calculations, logging, cashier logger, no, custom models, customers, retrieving customers, find billable for a Stripe ID, got a Stripe customer stuff, updating balances, tax IDs, syncing customer data with Stripe. So, has Stripe ID. Okay, so we can do something like this on the user model, which again is not a requirement, but it makes sense, right? User function queuable, not found. Import function. That's what we're complaining about. Self. That turns nothing. And we are good. We are good. That is that part done. What else do we need to do? Stripe name, this company name, not important right now. Billing portal. That is what we will need. An easy way to set up billing. So let's come down to our roots, down to our web, roots here. We've got this basic page here. We've got our dashboard, we've got our projects, and then we've got our billing portal. What did I do there? Here we go. Import that. That one. And what we could probably do there is make this simply static closure. That just does a redirect. Why is that complaining? Cannot call that on next. End the world. Customer, okay, not right now. Billing, payment methods, storing payment methods, cardholdery stuff, JS Stripe. Okay, so let's have a look at what happens with our application now. And I find our browser. This is our browser that we're working on. So if I go to billing portal, okay, my server has stopped because I restarted. npm run dev. A serve. Syntax error. Ha! That sneaky little badger down here got in. That one? What did I do? What did I do? User is not a Stripe customer yet. See the create as Stripe customer method. Okay. So what we need to do at this point is find a way for them to sign up. Come over to here. Say, okay, so payment method for subscription, intent, Stripe.js. I don't really want to do that. I just want to do like a redirect. Create as Stripe customer. So basically, when a user signs up, what I want to do is say, create them as a Stripe customer. Here's a user. I am going to probably refactor some of this. Maybe tap. I hate it. I hate it when it looks like this. Okay. Here's some validation. Create a new database transaction. Run this closure. Then we're going to return tap. Here's a value. Here's a callback. So at this point, we've got a user. Let's do that. Now I'm going to just work through it. Go see what's going on. I'm going to register. Where am I? Over here. Come back. Log out. And I need to fix a. Go to the register page. Test user. Here we go. We have got a user. Okay, fine. We can work with this. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of tap in that way. I usually go through and refactor a lot of this stuff, but right now I'm not going to worry. Eventually I want to return user. And I'm going to say user create as Stripe customer, I think it is. So to get what I need, I'm going to have to quickly just do a bit of type hinting. This accept arguments, an array of options. So what options can we give? Let's go look at this and look for create as Stripe customer. Parameters. What parameters are there? Wait for this to load. We can do things like address, description, email, metadata, payment method, shipping, coupon, invoice prefixes, source. Kind of cool. Tax, taxi, tax. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. This is an MVP. I typically refactor a lot of this just to make it easier. But right now, MVP, I'm quite happy with doing it this way. So if I do that, I'm going to come back to here. I'm not going to seed my database. Instead, I come here. Wait for it to error. Invalid API key. That is fine. So what I am going to do in my other screen is log into Stripe and add everything quickly. Login, continue. I am definitely not a robot. But last time I checked, anyway. Oh, I'm getting a verification code coming through to my phone, so bear with me. My verification code is a secret, people. something I'm not allowed to tell you. That is now coming through. I'm on my Stripe dashboard. Unfortunately, I can't show you all this cool stuff. You can have a look at this invalid API key for now. And what I need to do is come to developers, I think it is, your API keys. And I need to create, we've got a publishable key. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up Warp. Warp can come over to this other screen, and I'm just going to Vim it in. Vim to the rescue. So I need to go into Snap, and I need to Vimity Vim. Right, key. That has been added. Secret key. And now I can come over to Stripe Secret, drop that in, and now, hopefully, if I config clear, just to make sure, go back and a migrate. It expired. Okay, cool. Let's make sure. Steve. Hey, hey. Must be type of string, null given in Blur. So, by doing that, it's almost like this didn't work. So what I'm going to do instead is undo all my changes on that. Promote a user. And we're just going to do something like a self-created, add a new user. I'm going to say user, create a Stripe customer. We're just going to do it that way. Static. Again, let's register. Team still isn't working. Okay, so why is that suddenly not working? Tables, users. I have got one user with no current team. So if I ignore creating them, if I ignore this, migrate, re-register, still saying no. So the error is that team must be a string, null is given when I'm event count across projects for team. So for some reason, what's happening, I think it's something to do with that. Let's register. It's still failing. No, retain feature's not been disabled. Look at this create new user. I've undone all of my changes on this. This should still work in the exact same way. What could be causing the issue? I'm not really sure what could be causing the issue because I've not added anything other than this. So let's. Hello, Ludovic. How are you doing, my friend? Fine, that isn't working. I shouldn't be able to log in yet. If I can register Steve McDougall. It looks like the redirect's kicking in early, right? Dashboard controller, dispatch, handling, authenticate. Share inertia data. So we are getting to the dashboard controller. We're getting here. So that is coming through as null. But if I have a look at the create new user, transaction, create team, that should be fine. Let's see what changes I've done. So git status, reporting service, that user, channel resource. None of that should make a difference. In theory. See, that works if I do it this way. Fine, but that's kind of not the way we want it to work. And find a model. Oh, not again. I keep pressing the wrong button. That is working. Newly added route. Open routes. Billing portal. This is just a GET request to the billing portal though, so this should not be causing any issues whatsoever. And come down to middleware, authenticate, redirect if authenticated. Rate limiter. Let's log out, log in, come back to home, come to dashboard. Now let's migrate without the seeding. So register, password. Okay, so we're still getting something funny going on. What could possibly be causing this? Let's go look at our create new user. Just create team with the user. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is user equals user query create. That. Once I've got that, I'm going to say user do it this way. Just do that and then return user the tap. Probably delete that now. Refresh. In the team is not being created from the looks of it. So, oh no, that's there. But the current team ID is not actually being set. So I come over to the team model, team created, dispatches event. That is coming from there. So what I would do is, in the meantime, get some dispatchables for team created extends team event. What does that do? This team's team. Dispatchable, that's fine. Serialized models. I don't even need that. So when the team is created, what we want to do is public function instruct. We will get a team set there. Let's just dump on this team quickly and see what happens when a team is created. Let's use our own custom team created. Import that one. What does it give me? Hopefully it gives me the user ID, so I can sort that out too. Bit of a rabbit hole in. So we do have a team. We do have a user ID. So what needs to be going on there is that we need to user query update the current team ID to be this team. It's not nice at all, but where the user ID or where the ID is this team, get attribute user ID. Do that. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with this. I just want to see it working first. That worked. That worked. Do I have a Stripe customer? That is the question. We come over to Stripe. Customers. I do have a customer. So I have my own stream on in the background, apparently. So I've got myself here. That's cool. I can go clickety, clickety, delete, delete. Yep, don't want them. You don't have Stripe because you removed all that code. Yes, I did, didn't I? I did. Oh, so much to do, so much to figure out, and not enough time. Okay, so all of that is doing that, blah, blah, blah. Force create. Come back down to users when it is booted. Let's now see if this will work. Register. That is there. I am now a customer. I was just created. So that works. Can you update the user there after the owned teams? I probably can in reality. So I can come back to here. Let me just add that size tag quickly. User update. And I can say current team ID is team get key. Put that there. Come back over to here. This team created. Delete that one and stick with the default one in here. Nope, it's team. Here we go. Not that one. That should solve that. So if I just quickly delete that one. Delete, delete. Is it gone? He won't delete. Delete. Okay, so that's just being annoying. Now, if I register once more, come back to here, that. Just created. Awesome. So that part works. I know I can do that. I can then come over to here and say billing portal, route home is not defined. Okay. That is an odd one. I'm assuming that's to do with the where it's going to redirect to. You can't create a portal session in live mode until you save your customer portal settings in live mode. Jesus, Steve. Settings, billing, portal. I don't know. Customer portal. Do I need to do something? I've really not used Stripe anywhere near enough. Activate link. Awesome. That'll do. Where am I? What's going on? Oh my God, I'm here. I'm here. Oh my God, this is fantastic. It worked. So I can put it back into test mode in a little while, but I can go do billing. Cashier works. So that once that's done, that'll redirect back. He'll have an active subscription. I can configure it so they get 60-day free, so I don't have to worry about all of that. So in reality, that billing is done for now. For an MVP to get it live, because I'm going to give free trials straight away, I don't need to worry about adding payment. My MVP is ready to go. I just need it to go live. Add this to an existing product. Where do I want it to be hosted? Well, I'm in the UK, and I'm going to target most of my effort in the UK. This is Event Snap. Create. Then I need to do my first deployment. So let's come over to here. Composer require Laravel Vapor. Obviously, I'm going to use Laravel Vapor because I've already got an account, which is fine. Upgrade what you need, please. Looking good, looking good. Downgrading, yeah, it's fine. Not overly worried about that right now. That is now working. I've already got Vapor CLI. I've already logged in. I need to create a Vapor file, so I can come over here and go bish bash bosh and say new file vapor.yaml, because we all love YAML. Here is my build. Here's my runtime. CLI and memory stuff, all good. Composer install, event cache, uncomment that. Why is it complaining? Probably because of that. Format that. I'm also going to want to run PHP artisan root cache. What other things would I like to run? Ziggy generate. Not worried about that right now. I'll come back to that. Vapor handle, stub publish, storage link, set up PHP stands, sessions, schema dump, scheduling, through an expired. Want to cache that. When I deploy, what else might I want to do? None of that, none of that, none of the make commands. I didn't use SSR. Event cache I've got. Config cache. Did I add config cache? No, I can cache the config. So we can say PHP artisan config cache. Cache table, cache, clear resets. So optimize. There's some stuff that you can do in optimize. directory. We want to do that. Yeah, we'll stick in that directory. So we're going to have something like signature equals where's the optimize command? That one. So what cache this framework bootstrap files. So config cache and root cache. That's all it does. Okay, cool. So what I also want to double check is something like inertia. What do I need to do with inertia for going to the production? So is there any documentation on what's best practice for this one? Production. So in production, you will want to return a proper inertia response instead of relying on the modal-driven error reporting. Framework's default exception handler to return a custom error page. So you can extend the render method. Fantastic. So we are going to run the npm run build, but what we also want to make sure that we do in our exception handler is, well, first off, just clear it up. Do that. Import that class. Yeah, I don't really need to do that. Split that workflow. Response status. Apparently that is getting JSON response back. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much. I'll leave it at that. Add that in there. That is all looking good. Come back to my Vapor file. Run build and remove node modules. Let's go make sure build, that is good. That should do everything I need. Then I can deploy. Let's go look at the documentation quickly. Today, environment stuff, that's all fine. Deployments. Be deploying. Come have a look at this. Environment, basics, project setups. How do I do an ARM thing? So let's go to vapor.laravel.com. Swear there's something somewhere where it's really easy just to switch. Native runtime stuff, ARM architecture. I may as well deploy an ARM, right? I can just do this. I want to deploy an ARM device. So I just need to run Vapor. Deploy. Action. Is it going to work or am I going to break something? Oh, it's a final countdown. I'm going to have a quick drink while I wait. I have got some Gatorade today. A little bit on the warm side here in Wales, believe it or not. Let's upload our deployment artifact. Now, what I typically do is, why am I deploying to ARM faster? Why not? Basically, because I can. That's all I can tell you right now. I'm deploying that to vapor because I can. So far, so good. Not seeing any problems. Updating functions, we're looking okay. Have we managed to deploy a startup in 4 days? That is a question. Yeah, well, what more reason do I need? It's available, so I'm going to use it. I'm not sure on the billing differences, but this is being covered by work. So thank you, work, for letting me deploy onto your Vapor account. And once this is done, we're good. Ensuring queues are configured, mail is configured. Oh, God, it's doing everything for me, isn't it? The first bash, propagating DNS. Ooh. 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 Gimme. Okay, so what else might I need to bear in mind? Stripe stuff, is there anything? Testing, yeah, have to do testing stuff. Let's still do it. Magic. Let's go look at Vapor over here. That's deployed a minute ago. Event snap. Have a look. I haven't got any database stuff. Fixed size of serverless database. Meh. Got cache available. All of that's working. I've got Lambda SQS. I've got my scheduler running. Still not getting anything come through, but that's okay. Metrics. Nothing happening yet. If you haven't used Laravel Vapor before, definitely check it out. The thought of using Vapor on AWS with untapped costs scares me. Yeah, no, I'm totally with you there. Totally with you. It's like, oh God, do I really want to put my card details in? And look, I'm in. So this probably isn't going to work because I've not set up a database yet. But I can have a look. Let's see. Ooh. We get an error of some description somewhere. Console 500 error. Errors. Connection refused. Yeah, I was expecting that part because I've not hooked up the database. So that's fine. My app is up. It is running. It is on Vapor. Ta-da. 4 days. We have a startup. We can start taking billing. I just need to connect a few infrastructure things, which is quite easy to do. I could probably set up Planet Scale and have this running in 10 minutes. We're good. I had a Vapor account already. If I wasn't using Laravel Vapor, I'd probably use Laravel Forge or Ploy Deploy, which is another fantastic one. So Ploy Deploy, if you can't justify the cost of Vapor or Forge to yourself, this is a really good alternative. Again, 100% recommend if money is an issue. It's not built and supported by the core Laravel team, so you don't get that, but it is also a fantastic project. The other option is to use something like Eddy.management, which is an open source solution, which is kind of cool. You have a free trial where you can just use it, or you can use the open source version and host it yourself and go that way. But for me, I had access to Laravel Vapor, so I am happy. We deployed a startup. Database isn't going to work. Need to connect that. I'm not going to, because I don't want to spend like hours doing cleanup after launching this. This isn't a real startup. I'm not going to start accepting payments through it. This was just a proof of concept that we can do it. So we have a startup. It works. I can cancel that. I can cancel that. And thanks for joining me for the journey. It's not beautiful. It's not polished. We have an MVP that we have launched. We can accept payments from, and people can use. We've got an SDK. We've got an app. People start working with it. I'm now ready to look at marketing. I'm ready to look at how I can position it, building out that marketing page. Ta-da, we are done. We have built a startup in a week. Technically in 4 days, because I took a day off because I had a headache. I'm not your typical founder, hey? So, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. And, you know, everything is still running through Treble. I can still see all of my requests coming in. All my ingress is working nicely. We're still collecting data on things coming through. I haven't got a request map, so I can just shut that one off quickly. Let's customize that and say, okay, so let's see my requests per day quickly. Topping out currently at 21 requests a day. What else might be useful? Average load time, probably useful. Not interested in countries, really. Recent requests, not super important to me. Let's have a look at a weekly break. No, monthly breakdown is more important than weekly. Execution time over 30 days on the average response size. Let's have a look. So, don't want that. Don't want that. There we go. So, requests a day, I had 21 that day. That's my average load time. Monthly breakdown. Cool. And we're still getting more data on this one right now. It's not available yet because it's not there. I can start to look at building up flows. So let's go to my endpoints and let's say view these requests and say, okay, let's add to a flow. Event ingress. This flow. This is probably not the best usage of flows, to be honest. Flows are about, you know, if they go to this endpoint, then they get it in this endpoint, then they go to this endpoint. That is how I know they are trying to achieve X. You know, this flow describes event data being ingressed, create flow and add a request. We've now got a flow. I can share that. Go look at my API score. Haven't got HTTP3 support yet. I could fix that very easily on Vapor. Version support, I'm doing okay on. Error ratio, I'm getting a few errors where I could look at fixing. Security, let's go look at my security for a request. Here's my documentation. That's all good. My security, yeah, that's still an issue right now, but that will resolve as I go live. Method limiting, I could resolve that. So far, so good. I've got some documentation. We've got one endpoint. We get a string response back. Here is my data. There is the difference. That was the original version, and then I added in a little bit of extra. Icon will come back as a string. We're good. This is ready. We've got a startup. It's out there. I've got open API spec that I can start to share with a developer community so that they can start building their own integrations. And I'm ready to go. By using the right tools, I could build a startup in a week. That simple. No questions asked other than how much of a functionality do you want to go live with, right? But I've got an MVP. I'm happy. I can monitor my API really nicely using Treble. I can set my payments. It's hosted on Vapor. Right now, I can sit back and wait for people to pay me to use my app. That's it. We're done. We're good. Thank you for tuning in. That is me wrapping up this startup series. If you've got ideas what you'd like to see me do next, let me know. I want to do a few more API things because I don't think there's enough educational content out there on APIs, if I'm honest. Everything's kind of focused on build these awesome full stack applications. But what happens if you want to, have a SPO, want to use Next, want to use Nuxt, want to use SvelteKit, want to use something else? You want to build microservices maybe. Let's look at microservices next. I don't see much going on about Laravel microservices that are kind of realistic or achievable or even relatable. So why don't we look at building some microservices next time? Join me next week as I build a whole fleet of microservices in Laravel. Oh God, what have I done to myself? Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Have a good morning, good night, whatever time it is. Stay awesome, and I will catch you later.